Hi guys, I am going to do a quick video on non-revenue travel and how you will be able to fly for free when you are working for an airline. I got this idea from one of my viewers. His name is Woody. I think his name is Woody. That's his, I guess his YouTube name or whatever. But so thanks for the great idea. Okay, so when you work for an airline and your airline gives you flight benefits, I've worked for 3 airlines, so I'm just going to give you my experience, and a lot of times it is pretty much the same for most airlines, especially if you work for a major airline. Okay, so when you get hired, you go through orientation or whatever like that, and they give you flight benefits for your family. In my case, my family would be my parents, my husband, my children, and then I'm also able to enroll a friend. I use my sister. And that enrolled friend can change every year. So for instance, if I wanted to use my sister this year, someone else next year, I could do that. I actually just use her because I only have one sister. Generally for her, you have to pay $100 fee a year to enroll a friend. And a lot of times with the enrolled friend, there is a small fee per segment. For instance, if they're going to New York, it's a $25 fee to go there and another $25 fee to come back. If they are going from Orange County to Houston, Houston to New York, that's $25 from Orange County to Houston, and then another $25 from Houston to New York. And then I think they charge like another like $6.25 or something. For me and my children, and my husband, we fly for free. So domestically, we are 100% free. My airline, we pay a little bit for international. I think it's about, just say $30, $40 or so. And just small little taxes that we have to pay. So it's almost free as well. And I don't really notice because I just get it taken out of my paycheck. And my paycheck is not that big, but I just do it that way. So what happens is you sign your family and friends up. Once you decide to go on a trip, for instance, this Saturday, we're going to do a quick turnaround trip to one of the Hawaiian islands that we've never been to before. It's Lahui, which is, I forget the name of that island. It's the 4th island. We've gone to 3 and we have 1 more to go to. So what I'm going to do and what I've done today, so this is about maybe 6 days before the vacation, I looked up on our travel intranet site, and an intranet is a site that only employees can use. And what you do is you go into that site because it's password protected, and you put in where you want to go. For instance, if I'm going from LAX to Lahui, I'll put LAX to LIH, which is the airport code. I put the dates of when I want to go and then when I want to come home. There, just say there are 2 flights a day to go there, Lahui. Okay, so what you do is it will show how many seats are taken, how many seats are available, and how many non-revs. A non-rev is a non-revenue person. Non-revenue means an employee that's not paying for the ticket. And it will also show revenue passengers. Revenue passengers are the public, the people that actually pay for the tickets. So I saw on that particular flight, there is a flight Saturday morning, and it is about 54 empty seats. Now I know from just being in the industry and that's the first flight of the day. I know being in the industry for so many years that generally a Hawaii flight, unless there's some weird cancellation, the numbers don't change that drastically, because a lot of times when people are going to Hawaii, that's something that they've planned for months or even years. So there's not as many last minute flights going into Lahui. So I'm assuming we will get on. I always do a backup though, a backup flight, and I also make sure that there's a way for us to come home. So I noticed that there are about 62 empty seats to come home. So pending no cancellations, no crazy weather, it looks like we're good to go. I always figure out backup flights as well. So that is how I do non-rev travel. So you just have to make sure that there are enough seats to get there. and enough seats to get back. And then you need to have backup flights. Okay, so that is traveling with your own airline. That flight for us will be about 100% free, no cost at all. We just have to pay for parking, because I'm not an LAX airport worker, so that is not my airport that I work at, so I do pay for parking. I get a discount for parking at one of my airline. I get a discount for parking. What was I going to say? There are other airlines that I can fly for. I fly with. We have partners. It's called ID90. And ID90 is when you get 90% off or 95% off, ID95, of other airlines. My husband went to Germany a few months ago, and he needed to get into Austria. So he flew from, I think it was Southern California to Houston to Munich, Germany, but he needed to get into Austria. My airline does not go into Austria, but we have partners, Austrian Air, that do go into Austria. So what we did was we did an ID90, it was an ID90, and we bought a ticket from Munich, Germany to Austria. It cost him $40. So that is something else. So generally we have, I'm thinking even over 100 partners. Southwest, Delta, United, Japan Airlines, every single airlines, pretty much probably 99% of the airlines that are in the world, we have partners with. And when you start working for an airlines have a lot of partners that they work with, and you can get ID90, ID95. Now, even though you are paying a little bit for those tickets, it is not 100% that you're going to get on the flight. That is still standby. So how you know that is the numbers. Well, for us, it doesn't really show the numbers of how many seats are available, but on my website, like if I wanted to do Austrian Air, I did not know if he was actually going to get on. I did not have the numbers, but it showed a happy face, which is green. It shows a yellow face, which is like straight, and then it has a red face, which is a sad face. And a happy face means, look, there's a lot of seats available. The neutral face that's yellow shows it's iffy, it's right in the middle, and then the red means, sad face means it's not that many seats. So you kind of know. You can also call the airline itself that's not your airline to see if there are any seats, and then always just do backup. I know some people always a great tip is to always, especially if you're going into Hawaii, is always have your passport with you, because I know at weird times with the weather going into Hawaii or coming out, and if they do have cancellations, a lot of airline workers, and I know this sounds really crazy and drastic, but if they're going into Honolulu and they cannot get out of Honolulu because maybe plane canceled, like just say if there were 200 seats and all of that canceled, and all those 200 passengers are going to go onto your flight that looked wide open, they have their passports in hand and they fly from Honolulu to Japan to LA, Japan to Houston, Japan to San Francisco, and those flights are always wide open. There are certain flights that are generally a bit more congested than others. Sometimes LA, New York, different things like that, but you always need to figure out ways to get places. And I remember a year ago we went to Miami, and for some reason it was bad weather. I don't know if you guys remember the Houston floods. There was no way we were able to go from Miami back to Houston to California. So what we did was we did Miami to New York. We spent the day in New York. We took the kids to Nintendo World Store. We ate there. We had fun. That night, we went from New York to LA. So you have to learn to be very, very creative as a non-rev traveler, because things aren't going to go as perfect. But as long as you have backup, it's good. Generally, international flights are easy, like going into Japan, going into Europe, going to maybe Australia. Those are not hard to get on, those flights. But maybe going into Mexico, because I live in California, so everyone likes to go to Cabo. That's very close to us, or Cancun. So generally certain flights you might want to do off season. I have to do a lot of things in season just because I have children that are in school. So most of the time we travel summers, Easter break, and Thanksgiving break, and Christmas break. And I know a lot of non-rev travelers, they don't do it. It's crazy because that's when everyone else travels. You want to go off season. You want to go in September, October, February. Those are when the flights are pretty much wide open. If you have the luxury to go off season, that's awesome. But if you don't have the luxury, just learn to be very, very creative. And there's always a way. There's always a way. So just, you guys will kind of navigate. You guys will kind of navigate of what you can do when you are a non-rev. The main thing, just make sure you always have a backup flight with a backup flight, and then alternate routes to get home. I don't know about some of you guys that might live in the middle, like the smaller regions in America. I know me living in Southern California, I'm really blessed because we have 5 different airports. We have LA, Palm Springs, San Diego, Ontario, Burbank, and LAX. So we have 5. But maybe if you live, in different locations, I know smaller cities or smaller towns, maybe it might be a little bit harder for you guys to get to your location. But as long as you're in driving distance, for instance, if you only have an airport near your house and then you have something 4 hours from your house, you might want to just go into the closest airport and then rent a car to go back home. So happy traveling. Make sure, guys, when you do get your airline job, and I know some of you guys already have your airline job, use your flight benefits, because that's the main reason for working for an airline. I mean, I know it's so much fun to be around airplanes and stuff, but this perk right here is a perk like no other. I mean, what other industry can you fly for free? Fly around the world, fly your family for free. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any other questions, and I hope I was clear, please let me know. I answer pretty much everything, and just let me know, and have a blessed day, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.